Hi, it's your girl Shay Janae coming to you with another video. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. My life. Ooh.
Let your past determine your future. Learn from others' mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. You fall, get back up. Someone pushes you down, get back up. You lose your faith, get it back. You lose yourself, find a new you. You have pain, don't hold it in. Get out of any negative situation that changes you. Don't hold on, move on. That first step outside your comfort zone just might be the best move you ever make. Don't be scared. Put one foot at a time. Take a deep breath. Grow. Life can be seen like a series of tests trying to make you fail. So study and learn. Do you want to pass the test, or do you just want to get by? Or will you fail the test? Open your eyes. Your rainbow is so close. This is my story. That was my first step.
Okay, so first things first is I stayed on campus for one semester. I really didn't even complete the whole semester before I got my own place because I came to realize that when the breaks come, you don't have anywhere to go. And I was like, okay, so this means I'm finna go get my own place. Okay, so I only had one job, but once I found my place, my first apartment, I ended up getting a second job. So through college, I always had two jobs to keep a roof over my head. My roommate in college actually was on scholarship to play sports for the university. And so she didn't have anything else, as in no extra food, no extra money, none of that. So she would always ask for some of my food and watch television when I'm not there and stuff on my TV. Okay, I was cool with all of this, but that was my first time coming in contact with someone who was less fortunate than I was. So that opened up my eyes a lot going into college, and that being my first encounter of my roommate. Okay, so what a lot of people did not know about me is your girl got married at the beginning of college, pretty much, fell in love, thought this person was just it, told me they loved me, my first real relationship. So, your girl fell for it. So we went on and went to the courthouse and got married, said I do, and voila. Okay, so first thing first, your girl didn't know anything about marriage, didn't know anything about love. I just pretty much went off what I thought love was at the time, and that's typically how you do it when you starting off. I seen a couple people in some happy marriages, but mostly I seen people with multiple girlfriends and multiple boyfriends, and I just wanted to do something different. So going into these relationships that I'm about to tell you about, I actually believe like 100% me. I'm gonna give them all of me, and they should give me 100% back because I'm being real with them. So they should be real with me. And I'm laying everything out. What I like, what I don't like. I'm laying everything out. I'm like, hey, if you at that stage where you want multiple girlfriends, I'm not it. We could just go ahead and separate and everything. So I was always honest and real. So I thought that these guys would be the same thing as long as I was. And I was like, well, I'm very romantic. So I should just be me 100%, So just going off and starting off this relationship, I was 100% me, probably 200% because, baby, I used to do some stuff. And so going into this relationship, I was doing all this romantic stuff, doing all this, they probably worked for it a little bit, but not enough for me to be doing as much as I was doing. But at this time, remember, this is just me starting off in relationship. Back to the marriage. This was the first person that I did everything with, first person I was sexually active with, first person that I did tell I love you to and everything. So the marriage didn't last that long. I actually was about to be trapped. It was one of those trap marriages. We had a conversation about kids before we got married, and I was like, once I finish college, you finish college, and then we can have kids. And so I'm gonna just jump straight to the story. So one of my homegirls was up over in my house, and she had already had a baby, and I was feeling kind of sick, and she was like, why don't you take a pregnancy test? And I was like, why would I take a pregnancy test? Like, we use condoms. And you have to understand that this is the first person that I was involved with. So I wasn't doing anything besides just laying. I wasn't doing anything. So he did every single thing. Okay, so took the pregnancy test just to kind of ease her mind. And she was like, I was like, girl, this pregnancy test ain't come back. She was like, Shane, this pregnancy test positive. I said, you said what? How I'm pregnant? How? And we use a condom. And he said something or whatnot on the phone, and I just broke down crying. I just broke down crying like, how did I get pregnant? We use condoms. Like, what did you do? So it was one of those situations. So I tried to forgive him because that was my husband, of how this baby came into play, and we went on with this relationship for a little while longer. And when I ended up having a miscarriage, I think I was a couple months in, and I ended up having a miscarriage. And after that miscarriage, it was like, okay, like, this baby wasn't made the right way anyways. And I had and got so fed up, and I think I started to really really dislike him going forward, because this person also had got another girl pregnant at the same time that we was married. So it was just so much going on that I just had to get out of the situation. Next person, pretty much, that was just a cheater, man. Everybody was cheating, and I just couldn't get with it. I just don't understand. Like, you can be single and do whatever you want to do. Why do you choose to get in a relationship? So this is my thoughts back then. So I'm in this relationship with this person, and somebody called me and like, hey, we see this person at the convention center with this other girl. So I'm like, who, I'm at home sick. I don't got time for this. Went to the convention center, y'all. End up catching him with the girl up in his car. And I'm like, you know what? I'm over this. Yeah, I was driving down a one-way street. This is how crazy I was. I was driving down a one-way street. I turned, didn't even put my car in park in front of his, and tried to get out. And I was going to beat him and this girl up. I'm like, I'll catch you later, but I'm going to get her for right now because she know that we together. Y'all, this is how crazy I was. And I had somebody in the car with me. She was like, Shayna, the car isn't in park. Well, baby, you better drive because I'm finna go to get him. Like, y'all, I jumped out a car while it was moving. Oh my goodness, that was so crazy. No, but the way he was cheating, he was always on all these social media accounts writing all these girls and stuff. And so, I just couldn't deal with it. So when a person cheat on me, that was it. I wasn't working anything out. That was it, y'all. So if a person cheat on me, it's no forgiving, it's no nothing. I'm moving on, boom, we done. And so that's typically how almost all my relationship ended. The moment I found out that you was cheating, oh, that was it, babe. I'm not dealing with this no more. And I moved on. Okay, so this next person that I'm talking about, we actually met in ROTC, right? And everything was good between us. When we met with in between some friends. We actually going to a Waffle House with some friends, and then his friend showed up, and boom, that's how we met. And it was really he was really really special to me. Now, the way that I loved him, it wasn't the same love that I had loved the past two guys. It was something different about him. And, so he was going through a lot of stuff during his college time as I was. And I think that's what made us connect more. I remember sleeping on the couch with this guy. I had my own place. Why didn't we go back to my place? I have no idea. But I was sleeping on the couch with him at that where he was sleeping at the time. And, it was just crazy situations like this or whatnot. But it was a different type of love for this person. So, time went on and years went on. We actually had a really good relationship. And I'm gonna just throw a couple of situations out there because he was never a good cheater, but he was one of those cheaters that I kept forgiving because our love was just that strong. Anybody else? No, no, no. I'm not dealing with none of this. But him. Oh, baby, I was crazy about him. Oh, it was different with him. And I remember he was stationed somewhere out of town. He was stationed somewhere out of town, and I drove there. Surprised him, 9 hour drive, and surprised him like, "Woo, I'm here, hey." And he was like, "Woo, girl, you drove 9 hours." Yes, I done drove 9 hours for you. It's great to see you. He went to work using his laptop to complete some schoolwork, y'all. And his Facebook account was up. I'm like, Shana, don't do it, don't do it. But listen though, it popped up at the bottom of the screen. There had to be God telling me to look, because don't not just pop up like that, y'all. So, anyways, the Facebook account pop up, him and this girl writing back and forth and stuff like this. And I'm like, I'm just looking at the conversation, like, so he at work, I'm in town, this person all the way out of town, and they just really having this conversation. Okay, so I engaged in a little conversation, like, when you get home, I'm gonna beat your yeah, I was really crazy. And the crazy part about it is I told myself, well, the girl was out of town, so he ain't really cheating on me. He just messaging. This is what I told myself. And I'm like, okay, girl, you just crazy. But it was a couple situations where one girl was in RTC with us too, and she knew we was together. And I was actually dropping my homegirls off on campus, of course, because I stayed off campus, dropping them off, and I passed by and I see him parked in one of the girls' parking lot. Now the way the dorms go, it's a Plex parking lot, so it was the girls' dorms, and I'm sitting up here like, is this my dude? This can't be my dude. Kai, the girl. No, no, no. I jumped out the car and then I knocked on the window like, I thought you was at home asleep. Ain't that when you just texted me you was at home and ready to go to sleep? Now what you doing out here? And then he had this girl in her car that was in RTC, and I was like, I'm finna grade his spaz out. I already know I'm finna grade his spaz out. So of course, your girl was over there finna grade snatch your girl out the car and all this, and he trying to calm me down and all this. And you know what? I still forgave him. He tried me a couple more times, and then I ended up just leaving him alone and just calling it quits or whatnot. So I done went through these three relationships. So by the time I got through these three relationships, and these people is lying to me, they cheating on me, they hurting me, I got to the point where I was like, that's it. I'm gonna be single. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do when I want to do. So your girl was going to parties all every weekend. I was doing whatever I want to do. I want to talk to whoever I want to talk to. And baby, soon as somebody wanted to talk to me and they tried to get a little serious, hit me with I love you, I care about you, I was like a freaking track star. That was it. Baby, you ain't hear from me no more. It wasn't no texting, it wasn't no calling. I blocked you and completely one ghost. No, I'm not doing none of this love stuff anymore. So I completely gave up on love. I completely gave up on everything. And also I gave up on my faith by this time. Because all this stuff that I've been through in my life, guy, you telling me I've never did anything wrong. I waited until I was married to have sex. I did everything I was supposed to be doing. And I keep going through all these situations. And I'm supposed to be thankful for all of this. I'm struggling out here. I'm trying to keep two jobs to get through school, pay my bills and everything. And this is what I got to keep going through. And I'm praising you. I'm giving every single thing to you. No, forget this. I'm going to just live how I want to live. So, y'all, this is where my faith, my love, everything about me was gone. I was numb inside. So my personality, I was still nice to other people, but it was to the point where I wasn't taking anything from anybody. So by this point, that was just it. Something happened, that was it. So I actually had a car going through college, and every time a person get mad at me, they'll take this car. So this is how I learned it was very important to get your car and every single thing in your name, because if somebody get mad at you, they can take it away. But if it's in your name, it can't happen. So I actually went to Memphis with my homegirl, and that's how I got my first car. And then I got that situation fixed. And then, got my own car insurance and everything. From then, I always promised myself that I was gonna keep every single thing in my name. I wasn't getting anything in anybody else's name. So again, guys, I only know the situations that I went through. So I started taking extra courses in college that had nothing to do with my degree, but I wanted to learn the other stuff in life situations that would help me. So I actually was sitting in this business class that I had took, and this is how I learned about my FICO score and also about interest rates. And sitting in this business class, learning about interest rates and everything, this is how I knew that I got screwed over in that first car that I brought. And went to the teacher, brought him my paperwork, and we looked at this interest rate, right? I'm not even gonna tell you how much interest I was paying. I was so happy to have a car in my name that I didn't know any knowledge about anything, and I got screwed over in this deal. So I told the guy, we meant teacher talk, so he was pretty much like, drive this car for a year, do not miss not one payment, and after a year mark up, pull up at a different place, choose somewhere, and get you another car, and now you know about interest rate and get you a good payment amount. So this is when I actually traded my regular Honda Accordion for a Honda Civic when that next year came. So I did exactly what we talked about. That next year came up, I pulled up, I got my Honda Civic, and I actually paid this car off. Now that my interest rate was only like a 1.3 or something, it was a 1 point something. It was very low, so I was able to pay this car off pretty fast because I never missed a payment on a previous car. So this is how I learned about interest rates and my FICO score. This wasn't part of the business class, but since we was there and the teacher was helping me, actually, I asked me, it was like, you know anything about your FICO score? And I was like, what's that? And so, this is when I learned about how important your credit and everything was. So this is when I started to take care of my credit, and I noticed that my student loans, how much I took out just for paying for college, because you take the money out of it and that's it. Okay, so how much I took out, and I realized it was a lot of money. So the last couple years, I actually paid classes out of my pocket. So I only took out loans in the first 2 years before I realized that the loans was kind of getting out of hand, and I don't want to get stuck back paying all these loans. So it took me a while to finish school the last couple of years, because I only took classes that I could pay. So they add the classes up, and I'm like, okay, that's a good amount. So I have to have this payment paid off before school actually starts. So it was a good thing that these two jobs came in handy. So let me tell you, when this person took my car back, what I did. Because it's always a funny story to people, and I kid you not, like, I want y'all to see the growth in me. Okay, I always kept receipts for every single thing. So on this maintenance. So I had a friend. I always used to cook him food, because I was, like I said, I was always a good cook, and I was like, I need you to do something for me. And he was like, okay. And I was like, hey, we're ready to go repossess everything that I paid for off this car. So I got all my receipts, and he was like, all right, cool, just gonna I just cook me something to eat. And I was like, honey, you just tell me what you want, I got you. Y'all, when I tell you, I left the car sitting on bricks, baby. We left the car sitting on bricks. I mean, we took the belt, the battery, the tires, the rims. I stripped this car down, because you're not finna really take something from me after I put all of this work in this vehicle. Y'all, when I say, whew, glory to God for, whew, cause honey, when I say this moment when I lost myself and everything, my faith, I was a total different person. Like I said, was nobody was finna ready to do something to me, and I was finna ready to let it slide. I just wasn't finna be the bigger person. So I literally took everything, sold everything, got my money, and then also when I went to Memphis, that's what I put down for a down payment. So of course, going into college, I don't think universities actually understand how many of these students are actually homeless, or how many students only have the food that the university offers during certain times, and they don't have anything else or any income coming in besides for the refund checks. So, going through college, I encountered a lot of situations, and going through these situations that I encountered, that's actually what formed me, the person I am today, and also what gave my religion back. So I believe my first encounter was, I was friends with this guy, and he was always asking me for food. I was like, dang, you sure ask me for food a lot. And he was like, and he just opened up one time and broke down, and he was like, I don't have anything to eat besides for what the school offers. So, and I'm trying to find a job here, but since it's such a small city, I can't find a job that'll work with my college schedule and everything that I have going on in at the university. So, I actually got approved for food stamps around this time. So, I actually helped bring some groceries and stuff. And so, it was a couple people that I knew that needed food. So I would deliver these groceries once a month, or, on special occasions, if they needed it more than once a month, I would deliver. And I'm not talking about no $50 groceries and stuff. I use my food stamps, and then I turn around and use my own money to put groceries in my house. And then I turn around and help them. So, listening to the student situations and all of this, and of course, y'all, I never shared this with anybody, so I'm not going to say anybody's name, because they're doing very good right now. Um, and it was these situations right here of me giving to them. And as I give to them, it was something in me, in my heart, that was just like, it was like a different blood flow. Like, I felt like I was becoming me. Like, this felt good. This felt like me. So it was this one night, I was on campus studying late at the library, and as I was walking out, it was this car. You know how somebody like blow air on the window? This is how the car was looking and stuff like this. So I was just like real down on the glass, nosy as ever, just nosy. And I seen somebody sleeping in their car, and so I kind of just like knocked on the window and was like, "You okay?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, please don't tell anybody," and stuff like this and whatnot. And I was like, "Oh no, I'm not." Now at this time, I had a two-bedroom apartment. Now, I don't know what came over me. I don't know what just happened, but I told her to follow me. I said, I got somewhere for you to sleep. I knew nothing about this woman. I didn't know anything about this lady. And I told her to follow me to my house. I didn't second guess anything as I was driving to the house or anything. It was just a different part of me. And We got to the house and I told her, I said, I don't want any money from you. You just get up on your feet. That's all I need you to do. You can stay with me, get up on your feet. And me and this person actually formed a friendship in which we're going out doing a lot of stuff together. Then, once she got on her feet and everything, she left. And, she always messaged me and stuff telling me how thankful she was that I helped her. But I want you guys to understand that as I was going through this situation, something overcame me to help her. And, this is how I started again to get my religion back, because I have no idea what came over me to help her. But I had helped so many people in college, like these situations. I can't go over everything, but I just picked a couple of situations that I did in college, and going through these situations and finding these people who are homeless. I'm working 2 jobs to keep a roof over my head and go to school and stuff like this. And if these people are homeless, they have no food, so they always tell you somebody in the world worse than you. So even though I didn't have much to give, I still gave. It was something in me. My sister got put out the house, so during her senior year, this will be me getting ready to take care of her again. So I have to drop her off at school, provide any type of lunch money, anything that she need, anything that she needed, I had to provide. Pick her up from school, had to do every single thing. So in college, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm helping out as many people as I can, on campus with food and other stuff, so I'm helping out as much as I can. And now on top of this, I have my sister to take care of. So in college, it was a lot on my shoulders. This is when I'm supposed to be out here just living life, doing this and that. And even though I was traveling a lot and seeing the world as I promised myself that I was, I still had all of this on my shoulders when I came back home. So, again, shoulders was just heavy. So this is the day that I kind of woke up, and I realized that even though I gave up on God, He never gave up on me. So I want to repeat this for y'all. I gave up on God, but He never gave up on me. I was so tired with so much going on. I had got off my second job, y'all, and I fell asleep at the wheel driving home. Now, I don't even tell most people this because I never actually got in a car accident. Oh my goodness, y'all. I drove off the side of the road, and the gravel that made all the noise is what woke me up instantly. And I caught it before I even started going into the trees or anything. So I was able to back out, get out, everything will be fine. But I was actually on the highway going home. So I want you to understand how serious this was. I could have lost my life at a blink of an eye because I'm not taking care of myself. I'm doing all of this other stuff. And I'm about to lose my life because I'm working all of these jobs. I'm trying to do all this extra stuff for everybody and still not taking care of myself. When I did wake up and I got myself together, y'all, I was outside in the grass, got out the car, and I just started praising God and thanking Him. Now, I haven't praised God and thanked Him in a couple years. I had completely gave up and I fell to my knees and I told God, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry I gave up on you. I'm sorry for everything that I ever said or everything that I ever doubted in you. You never gave up on me because there's no way I should have walked away from this right here. I know I walked away because of you. Everything that was already installed in me came back up. It was like it was just behind my heart and something just needed to come out. So I just took that as a wake up, y'all. Like when I fell on my knees, I think I praised God for about 30 minutes right there. 30 minutes, I believe, probably longer. I was just thanking Him for every single thing that He has ever done in my life. It was just coming out. So I promised God that from this day on, I wouldn't try to solve all of my own problems because that's what I did. I never, even though I knew God, I never gave Him my problems. I always kept trying to fix everything on my own, fix everything on my own. But from that day forward, it has been the best life I had ever had. So I give Him all of my situations when something happened. I don't stress over situations, so guys, no more. This is my life story. I wanted to keep this video as short as possible. I didn't want to hold you long. So I just picked out a couple of different situations up and through my life that situations that helped form me into who I am today. So if you like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you.